Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 origin continent based on novel. So let's start. Before long, the Fire Realm feast that led the Black Butcher to his epiphany and breakthrough was served. Luo Feng devoured the feast, his eyes lighting up with excitement. He was a regular at the Fire Realm restaurant, but today's banquet, with large chunks of meat meticulously refined his godly body and stimulated his soul. The soul stimulation was tenfold greater than before. Good. Luo Feng praised repeatedly. The Fire Realm restaurant's fare already suited his taste, but now, after the Black Butcher's culinary skills had broken through to the Source of Law realm, Luo Feng was becoming infatuated with the Fire Realm feast. It was simply delightful. The completely transformed Fire Realm feast was the top delicacy Luo Feng had ever tasted within Huyang City. This flavor, Sang Shuiyun, who was tasting beside him, also seemed excited. I've lived in Huyang City for so long, and the Black Butcher's cooking skill can now be considered the best in Huyang City. There were indeed several eternal true gods in Huyang City who loved cooking, but the Black Butcher was the only one who had stepped into eternity through the art of cooking. Having fully comprehended the essence of the Source of Law as a cultivator of the law lineage, his culinary arts were naturally even more extraordinary. This Fire Realm feast, I feel, greatly benefits my cultivation. Luo Feng could feel that the transformed Fire Realm feast was even more effective than many auxiliary cultivation items. Brother Luo He, why not take the opportunity to understand the mysteries of artifact refining? Sang Shuiyun suggested. Good idea. I certainly have some confusions, Luo Feng mused as he ate and drank, contemplating the numerous intricacies of the primal chaos great strength diagram for his third body refinement. With more than 2 decades of cultivation experience, he had accumulated a great depth of knowledge. Thinking all the while, Luo Feng also discussed with Sang Shuiyun. His insights seemed heightened by the soulful stimulation from the delectable food. Some perplexities cleared up after just a few words from Sang Shuiyun. After the Black Butcher's enlightenment of the Source of Law, his small cosmos back in his homeland began to expand. With Lord Luo He present, my transformation within the Fire Realm restaurant is actually the safest. The Black Butcher suppressed his excitement and meditated in the small building, patiently waiting for the expansion of his small cosmos to complete. In his home region of the primordial cosmos, time flowed 10,081 times faster than in the land of origin. So, just in the time of a chat and drinks, his small cosmos back home had completed its transformation. The Black Butcher's true god's heart had fully transformed, and his entire godly body began evolving to a higher level. An endless stream of divine power transmitted from his distant homeland through the true god's heart to his whole body. I've finally broken through to the eternal true god realm. The Black Butcher was overwhelmed with emotion, having waited far too long for this day. In Huyang City, he had seen guests come and go, always greeting them with a smile. He had even maintained a smiling face under the pressure of the dark forces. At last, he had made his breakthrough. He had fully entered the ranks of the powerful in Huyang City. Even though I've broken through, I'm just a newly advanced eternal true god. Within Huyang City, I still need to tread carefully. The most important thing for me is to maintain my relationship with Lord Luo He. The Black Butcher was very clear about this. He immediately left the small building and headed straight to where Luo Feng and Sang Shuiyun were. Moyu Qingyang did not stop the Black Butcher, allowing the restaurant owner to go in. Black Butcher, congratulations, Luo Feng said with a smile. My achievements today are all thanks to the Divine Monarch. The Black Butcher bowed deeply in respect. Without your protection, how could I have amassed such resources over these 2 decades and achieved today's breakthrough? For this great kindness, I do not know how to repay you. Luo Feng laughed. When I visit your restaurant in the future, just give me some discount. Now that your culinary skills are renowned as the best in Huyang City, the prices are sure to rise 100-fold. I am going to feel the pinch. Divine Monarch, from now on, your meals at my restaurant will always be free, the Black Butcher declared generously. Luo Feng looked at the Black Butcher and said, then it's a deal. I won't pay with primal chaos crystals anymore. The Black Butcher was somewhat excited by this and repeated, "It would be my honor." "Black Butcher, you're really lucky," Sang Shuiyun remarked as he looked at the Black Butcher. At their level, they wouldn't really take advantage of petty benefits from eating and drinking. By saying this, Luo Feng was expressing an attitude: the Fire Realm restaurant was his place. After all, the strongest eternal true god of Huyang City, who specializes in cooking, may face many involuntary situations. With Luo Feng's protection, the Black Butcher, a newly advanced eternal true god, could truly stand firm in Huyang City. See a th_novel_fire.et website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. No choice, too many powers lurk in Huyang City, and a newly advanced eternal true god, who doesn't rely on a major power, will encounter plenty of troubles. Unless one is unattached like Sang Shuiyun. "I'll go down and cook a few more dishes for the Divine Monarch," the Black Butcher said with a laugh before excusing himself. Inside the small building. "Brother Luo He, are you going to protect the Black Butcher from now on?" Sang Shuiyun asked in surprise. "In all of Huyang City, I like his cooking the best, and his temperament is also good," Luo Feng said with a smile. "By protecting him, I'm also protecting my gastronomic pleasure." "You're too kind, willing to help the weak," Sang Shuiyun said. "Sometimes, being kind and benevolent can be costly in this world." Luo Feng looked at him. "My kindness depends on who the recipient is. By the way, since you're studying key skills in body refinement, are you interested in learning artifact refining?" Sang Shuiyun asked. "I know a bit about weapons, armors, and mechanical flow secret treasures. Although I've taken many disciples, in terms of talent in this area, you are far stronger than any of them." "I'm not interested for now," Luo Feng replied. "When I am, I'll ask you for guidance." "All right, whenever you want to learn, I'll teach you." Sang Shuiyun was still willing to teach. Actually, in terms of inheritance in artifact refining, his master mountain sitting guest was a godly king in the artifact refining lineage, so Luo Feng naturally had access to this system of inheritance. It's just that understanding it was quite esoteric. Having Sang Shuiyun's guidance could save him from taking many detours. The two of them talked about artifact refining and the situation in Huyang City. Only after they finished eating, drinking, and discussing, did they part ways. "Let's go." Luo Feng, carrying Morosa and Moyu Qingyang, left when the entire Fire Realm restaurant was in a celebratory mood. Master has become an eternal true god. Master has made a breakthrough. The many disciples of the Black Butcher, including Suo Zi, were wildly excited. Previously, they were just disciples of a true god of void space. But now, they had ascended to heaven. Each one of them had become a disciple of an eternal true god. Their status within Huyang City had greatly risen. Under normal circumstances, how difficult it was to take an eternal true god as a master. And the price was even more exorbitant. They were all from the lower echelons of Huyang City, merely learning from a true god of void space. Now, happiness had descended from the heavens, their master had broken through by himself. Naturally, each of these disciples was thrilled. "Suo Zi, congratulations, you've really hit the jackpot, becoming a disciple of an eternal true god straight away," Suo Yun, who had grown accustomed to looking down on his brother over the past 2 decades or so, said. His brother was content to be a chef, something Suo Yun looked down upon, thinking him fearful, incompetent, and lacking in ambition. Wanting to become powerful in a place like Huyang City, how could one not fight recklessly? Not take risks? Not seize every opportunity? If it weren't for the frequent encounters with Lord Luo He, Suo Yun would have been too lazy to have too much to do with his brother. But who would have thought fate could be so magical? Suo Zi had actually become a disciple of an eternal true god. "It's the master's greatness, we're just lucky," Suo Zi said, filled with joy at the moment. Meanwhile, Luo Feng, Morosa, and Moyu Qingyang had already left on the flying boat. Standing in the cabin of the flying boat, Luo Feng looked outside at the endless Huyang City covered in snow, so beautifully enshrouded in mist. Huyang City had completely turned into a city of ice and snow. He really liked this city. Coming to the land of origin, choosing to live in Huyang City. One reason was he wanted to see more of the world, another was to avoid the primal chaos overlords and the godly kings. That's why he chose this frontier metropolis, Huyang City. Before becoming a primal chaos overlord, it's better to stay hidden here. Luo Feng understood that he was still weak and not fit to clash with primal chaos overlords. It's time to prepare for the third body refinement, thought Luo Feng. After today's conversation with Shong Qianyang, mastering the three body refinements of the primal chaos great strength diagram was only a theory. Those who could complete the three body refinements were considered skilled in the field of artifact refining. Luo Feng's progress was so rapid that even Shong Qianyang wanted to teach him more artifact refining skills. The third body refinement requires materials estimated to be worth 3.6 million cosmic sand. Luo Feng frowned slightly. I only have just over 1 million cosmic sand, quite a bit short. I'll have to sell one of my mechanical flow treasures. Luo Feng thought. Of the 4 mechanical stream secret treasures currently in his possession, the Showu wings with control primal chaos and wing blade were useful. The super-wide primal chaos domain was still of great use to Luo Feng. Moreover, Showu wings held special significance to Luo Feng. Naturally, he couldn't sell it. His primary method of combat relied on the perfect divine body. The Myriad Realms Escape Command, a mechanical stream secret treasure, was of great help to him. The Life Blood River was less important compared to the Myriad Realms Escape Command. The Sword of the World's Core, which only had the effect of condensing primal chaos divine power, was of no use to Luo Feng, as his perfect divine power, with the aid of Showu wings and Life Blood River, transformed and condensed power no less than primal chaos divine power. Within Huyang City, there are mainly 3 forces, the city owner's mansion, the Sha Kingdom, and the third local force. Luo Feng considered, let the city owner's mansion and the local force make an offer. Whoever offers more, I'll sell to them. Luo Feng made his plan and immediately sent a message to Mo Li Meng and Zhu Yu, informing them that he intended to sell the mechanical stream secret treasure, Sword of the World's Core. Asterisk 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 asterisk. The Sword of the World's Core held little attraction for Luo Feng. But for eternal true gods with higher realms and those who had mastered moves of the primal chaos realm, it was very attractive. Their divine power was not as pure as Luo Feng's. Possessing the Sword of the World's Core could significantly boost their strength. Yin Kang relied on the Sword of the World's Core for such terrifying assassination power. While the city owner's mansion and local forces were all focused on the Sword of the World's Core, an ordinary-looking dark red flying boat arrived at Huyang City. Inside the dark red flying boat, 2 figures stood in the cabin, looking out at the city. It seems the Marquis is ready to act, to fully seize Huyang City, a female figure with an icy body said. That is why he sent the second brother here to join forces with Shuiyun. Behind Huyang City stands the Marquis of Zhujiang. The burly figure stood firm, as if he himself were an unshakable world. Although Marquis of Zhujiang has quite a reputation, he is still a notch below the Marquis compared to our superior. The icy-bodied female nodded in agreement. Though both were venerable primal chaos overlords, fame was built over long years through strength. The Marquis Liu Yin of their backing, Sha Kingdom, indeed had a greater reputation than the Marquis of Zhujiang. Our siblings, as well as Shuiyun, together, are enough to turn Huyang City upside down, the burly figure declared. It's just that this Shuiyun is too cautious, unwilling to take risks, and hasn't made big gains in Huyang City. When I see him later, I'd like to compare our strength. If he's less powerful than me, he'll have to listen to me. This Shuiyun, although he is from an older generation, is probably not a match for my second brother, said the icy-bodied female, well aware of her second brother's strength. We'll know after we compare, said the burly figure. The dark red flying boat moved quietly forward to meet with divine monarch Shuiyun. A moment later, inside an underground hall of what seemed to be an ordinary cave mansion, a figure clad in a white robe and wearing a red mask greeted 2 guests, saying with a smile, I've long heard of the fame of the 5 gods of Yutian, of the Yutian clan. I never expected that the Marquis would send the 2 strongest among you here. My second brother is the strongest in our family. I pale in comparison. I'm not even in the top 3 in our clan, said a woman with a body of icy coldness, as she chuckled softly, naturally emitting a chill that greatly reduced the temperature of the entire hall. "So you are Shuiyun," said the burly figure looking at Divine Monarch Shuiyun, "wearing a mask and disguising your aura. You don't even dare to show your real face." Divine Monarch Shuiyun continued to smile at the two. "After all, I need to stay undercover within the Yu Kingdom for a long time, so it's better to be cautious." HMPH. The burly figure indifferently said, "The Marquis should have already told you about our coming to Huyang City." "Yes, sending you two to assist me is for the purpose of seizing the complete formation map of Huyang City," said Divine Monarch Shuiyun. "The three of us acting together must have a defined leader. The Marquis didn't specify who should take command. In my view, we ought to have a trial to decide," said the burly figure. Divine Monarch Shuiyun looked at the brother and sister, nodding lightly. "I have long heard of the fame of Yuqian Shu and Yuqian Yi, and I would also like to test you. You two can join forces." Join forces. Both the burly figure and the woman of icy coldness changed their expressions slightly. They were both very proud. 2 against 1. This was an insult to them. "I alone am enough to deal with you," said the burly figure. "If you can defeat my second brother, we siblings will naturally obey you," said the woman with the icy cold body. "Very well. I have heard that the strongest of the Yuqian clan, Yuqian Shu, has awakened a special bloodline, and has refined his body refinement secret technique to an unimaginable extent." Divine Monarch Shuiyun looked at the burly figure. "Today, I shall test that." As he spoke, Divine Monarch Shuiyun released a large boat secret treasure, placing it at the center of the hall. "Please." Divine Monarch Shuiyun, Yuqian Shu, and Yuqian Yi all entered the interior of the large boat secret treasure. After all, the commotion from a clash at their level was too great. Fighting inside the secret treasure could ensure the battle did not get exposed. The three strongest forces of Shu Kingdom's forces in Huyang City, at this moment, began their trial inside the large boat secret treasure, the outside world none the wiser. A moment later, 3 figures flew out. Within Huyang City, everyone regards Lord Luo his godly body as extraordinary, who alone can pierce through the mechanical stream secret treasure, Purple Jade General, but in my view, Brother Yuqian Shu, your godly body is probably even stronger than that of Lord Luo he, praised Divine Monarch Shuiyun. Even the legendary unlimited godly bodies might find it hard to surpass yours. With Brother Yuqian Shu's help, our chances of capturing the Huyang City formation map have greatly increased. My second brother's godly body can be said to be the pinnacle of bloodline cultivation path among the eternal true gods. Yuqian Yi looked at Divine Monarch Shuiyun in surprise. I didn't expect that he would still lose to a divine monarch. This exchange had made the siblings aware of just how deeply hidden Divine Monarch Shuiyun was. Divine Monarch Shuiyun, concealing his true identity all this while, wasn't very famous, but his strength exceeded their expectations. To this day in my cultivation, you are the eternal true god I've seen with the deepest accumulation. Yuqian Shu also expressed some admiration. In our fight, you used 5 moves from the primal chaos realm. Having deduced so many moves from the primal chaos realm, you must be a step into the primal chaos realm, right? I don't know. Divine Monarch Shuiyun shook his head. I've always been accumulating, feeling that I'm getting closer and closer to the primal chaos realm, but as the years pass, I still find myself stuck as an eternal true god. Divine Monarch Shuiyun, have you also studied the law lineage? Asked Yuqian Yi. Yes. Divine Monarch Shuiyun admitted, being stuck in a bottleneck for a long time, I tried comprehending laws. As my understanding of laws improved, I could more effectively tap into the potential of my bloodline. The two cultivation systems are not contradictory, but rather, they complement each other. Divine Monarch Shuiyun, your understanding is indeed much stronger than mine, Yuqian Shu conceded. This time, I am convinced by my defeat, and for this operation, both my sister and I will follow your lead. Yuqian Yi also nodded on the side. Looking at the pair of siblings, Divine Monarch Shuiyun secretly sighed in relief, finally having convinced them. Inside Huyang City, the city owner's mansion's greatest advantage is the geographical advantage, which in fact refers to the grand formation of Huyang City, said Divine Monarch Shuiyun. The Huyang City formation has been continuously improved by masters through generations. Once its numerous capabilities are unleashed, our strengths will also be significantly suppressed. Yu Qianshu and Yu Qianyi both nodded in agreement. The formation map is the core of Huyang City, guarded most strictly, said Divine Monarch Shuiyun. Speaking of the most strictly guarded place in Huyang City, it is undoubtedly the city owner's mansion, and I guess the formation map is inside the city owner's mansion. Knowing that, what can we do? Both Yu Qianshu and Yu Qianyi also felt troubled. Are we supposed to just storm in? The city owner's mansion's defenses were too strong, akin to a super-large mechanical flow secret treasure, full of dangers. No hurry. The Marquis gave us a century's time, we have plenty of time, said Divine Monarch Shuiyun. The first step is to capture all the experts who have repaired the Huyang City formation. Since they have repaired the formation, they must have some understanding of it. Collect as much information about the Huyang City formation from them first. They might know the location of the complete formation map, said Shuiyun. How many experts who have repaired the formation are there in Huyang City? Yu Qianshu and Yu Qianyi were not aware. Historically, there have been many who repaired it, but there are 9 who are still in Huyang City, said Shuiyun. One has already pledged allegiance to us, but the other 8 are somewhat troublesome. Capture 8 eternal true gods. For the Yuqian siblings, this was no pressure. With a wave of his hand, Divine Monarch Shuiyun conjured the detailed information of 7 eternal true gods in mid-air. Our targets are these 7 eternal true gods. 7. Wasn't it 8? Yu Qianshu and Yu Qianyi were puzzled. The person responsible for repairing the formation of Huyang City was named Shong Qianyang, Divine Monarch Shuiyun explained. He is skilled in artifact refining and belongs to the mechanical school, ranking as one of the top artifact refining masters within Huyang City. However, he is the best friend of Lord Luo He in Huyang City. If we were to capture Shong Qianyang, it might easily provoke Lord Luo He. Lord Luo He. Yu Qianshu sneered. Before my siblings and I came to Huyang City, we gathered intelligence on all the eternal true gods here, and it said that Lord Luo He hardly ever makes a move. He has killed Association leader Mu Yang of the Blood Python, pierced through the purple jade gem of the Huyang Guard's mechanical stream secret treasure with a single hand, and it's likely that Assassin Yinkang was killed by him too. Divine Monarch Shuiyun nodded. Indeed, he seldom takes action. He fought with Assassin Yinkang, who has seen it, who can say for sure that it was he who killed him. Yu Qianshu shook his head. Even if he did kill Yinkang, Yinkang was just an assassin, known for sneak attacks, assassinations, and using escape to preserve his life. No one has ever said he had a powerful godly body. With an ordinary godly body, once he fails, he could easily die, Yu Qianshu said. In my opinion, his strength might not be that great. It was probably just a good match against Yinkang. None of the forces within Huyang City have seen Lord Luo He and Yinkang fight, and yet they are this frightened. Yu Qianyi also shook his head. In my view, since he is an eternal true god, he shouldn't be much stronger than us. My second brother and you, Divine Monarch Shuiyun, are both considered at the pinnacle of the eternal true gods. So how much stronger can this Lord Luo He be? Perhaps you are right. Divine Monarch Shuiyun nodded, but our mortal enemy is the city owner's mansion. The city owner's mansion's mortal enemy is us. At this time, neither of us wants to provoke unnecessary trouble or gain an uncontrollable opponent. Since Lord Luo He, not vying for power or benefits, there's really no need to provoke him. For the mission, let's ignore him for now. S-tilde-ea the novelfire.net ** website, on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Yu Qianshu and Yu Qianyi were also aware of what was more important. Our first step in the plan is to capture these 7 eternal true gods. We must plan meticulously, Divine Monarch Shuiyun said. Replied Yu Qianshu and Yu Qianyi. They had some doubts about Lord Luo He's strength, but they were very wary of the city owner's mansion, because behind it stood the ancient Marquis of Zhujiang and many godly kings of Yu Kingdom. To deal with Lord Luo He, the city owner's mansion could not transfer some strong forces from higher up. But when dealing with forces from Shi Kingdom, the city owner's mansion could legitimately request support. Under the night sky enveloping Huyang City, Luo Feng sat at the peak of a high mountain in his own cave mansion, drinking while contacting Mo Meng and Zhu Yu. 10 days have passed, you must have thought it over, Luo Feng messaged them separately. The mechanical stream secret treasure sword of the world's core, you have also experienced its power in my cave mansion. Make your offers. There will be competition from many parties, and the highest bidder will win. Luo Feng had actually only contacted these two parties. But Mo Meng and Zhu Yu did not know how many forces Luo Feng had really contacted. 1.5 million cosmic sand, Mo Meng offered. 1.3 million cosmic sand, Zhu Yu also stated his price. Luo Feng responded, the current price is 1.5 million cosmic sand. In fact, these past few days, Luo Feng had also visited the Flame Wind Pavilion to inquire, and the Flame Wind Pavilion was willing to buy it for 1.4 million cosmic sand. However, Luo Feng did not want to sell to them because for the Flame Wind Pavilion, whose commercial network nearly spans the land of origin, what treasures have they not seen? They were only willing to offer a relatively low price. 1.55 million cosmic sand, Zhu Yu messaged. At that moment, a gentlewoman was sitting beside him. Lord Wei, the bidding is very competitive. Lord Luo, he has raised the price to 1.65 million cosmic sand, Zhu Yu said to the gentlewoman beside him. This gentlewoman, a formidable figure hidden within Huyang City. Even the Zhu clan was wary of her. Increase by 50,000 cosmic sand each time, the gentlewoman instructed. It's now 1.75 million cosmic sand. 1.9 million cosmic sand, Zhu noted each price while watching the woman's reactions. Tell that Lord Luo, 2 million cosmic sand is my final offer. Any higher, forget it, the gentlewoman said. Zhu nodded. Once the final price was stated, Zhu waited a moment before showing joy. 2 million cosmic sand, the sword of the world's core, belongs to Lord Wei. 2 million cosmic sand is a reasonable price to pay, especially since we don't know when we might encounter another mechanical stream secret treasure capable of condensing primal chaos divine power, the gentlewoman smiled. Lord Luo, he will come to the Zhu clan soon to personally deliver the sword of the world's core. Would you like to meet Lord Luo he? Zhu Yu asked. I am not suited to show face, Lord Wei shook her head. Zhu Yu understood. Meanwhile, several divine power incarnations gathered at the city owner's mansion. 2 million cosmic sand. Did Luo he intentionally inflate the price? How can a single sword of the world's core be priced so high? A white-haired elder frowned. The price is too high, we're not buying. If the price was inflated, this Lord Luo he will lower it and come back to us, a companion commented. Mo Meng was responsible for communicating with Luo Feng. The final price for the sword of the world's core is 2 million cosmic sand. It has been sold, Mo Meng looked around at his companions. It sold, the white-haired elder was startled. This video will end here.